and today we are trying to preserve that freedom. Given the current geopolitical milieu and the challenges, I think the threats and challenges, I think, were comparable at both the times. So let's talk about security first. How do you secure a state? When you talk about security, you're talking about safety. You're talking about a feeling of being safe. It's the absence of fear. It's freedom to make a choice, freedom to take a decision, freedom from coercion. This concept, however, if you may say, is slightly nebulous. Walter Lippmann, American political commentator, described national security as, and I will read, the state where a nation does not have to sacrifice its legitimate interest to avoid war and is able, if challenged, to maintain them by war. That's, I think, a very good definition, but it does not state that what all goes about in securing a state. A comprehensive national security, in my view, would be a combination of economic security, environmental security, energy security, information security, cyber, and such on. The remit of how do you secure a nation is the largest. It also takes a long-term view. That's why I have put it on the outermost circle. It is achieved by astute diplomacy and statecraft, flowing from a good understanding of the geopolitical situation, both at the global and at the regional level. For example, it requires diplomatic creativity and imagination to be part of Quad at the same time, as well as BRICS as an SCO. Such friendships and multiple groupings are required to secure a nation. To counter the influence of BRI and to secure India's long-term strategic interests, trade interests or economic interests, India became part of a multinational India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor. That's taking a long-term view of how you secure yourself economically. Similarly, the ISET agreement which we signed along with the Americans, that's Initiative of Critical and Emerging Technologies, example of how you secure a long-term technological interest and don't allow that technological gap emerging between you and your immediate competitors. So this particular concept is multidimensional. It has got multiple stakeholders, and its remit, as I said, is the largest.